Hey guys, what's up? Sora here, back with another Shadowverse video, and today is a bittersweet day because I'm about to play a deck, the one deck currently in rotation that I absolutely hate, and that is Artifact Portal. Artifact Portal, don't get me wrong, Artifact Portal is a very hard deck to play. Because it messes around with costs or card costs, it messes around with resonance and stuff like that. And honestly, training with this during the first 2 days of it, pretty difficult. I actually went on like a 7-streak loss just because I had to get really used to it. Now, the reason why I'm putting myself through this torture, for lack of a better term, is because I don't know what the deck's weak points are. It feels very, on being on the other side of the table, it felt and still feels pretty hopeless when I fight against this deck, especially like as a mid-range sword, or as any deck really. Like, this deck has the firepower to counter a Ginger board. That's how good this deck is. So let's go over the basics of the deck, and then after the video, I'm going to go over what I think the weaknesses are. So I went with this build. Some other builds go with the Iron Staff mechanic and such. Some other people play around with Magna Legacy and Sapphiras. Some people don't run either one of them at all. I went with this build because I think Saphira is really needed in the meta right now, just because she does provide the reach that you're looking for. And Magna Legacy is good versus both Forest and Sword. So I really like those two cards. There are only 2 Us in the deck right now. I might mess around with them more. Cat Cannoneer is always good, especially against Forest, because she can trade without spending an evil point against Forest Wooded Brambles. And other than that, it's pretty standard fare. Mechwing Swordsman really good just because he can provide you a little bit of everything. Magisteel is almost always, like, in terms of mulliganing, my secondary priority keep if I do not have a Deus already in hand by the time the game starts. Icarus always good, Hamelin always good. So yeah, the deck is pretty darn optimized at this point. It has had 2 sets to optimize, and the only really new thing added in Dawnbreak Night Edge is Miriam, which is absolutely insane, by the way. Now, as I'm piloting this deck, I want you guys to pay attention to the decisions I'm making, just because they are usually measured. And hopefully you guys will learn a thing or two about how to play and or counter the Artifact Portal deck. So let's get started. Okay, game number 1. We're going to be up against Blood with a chest. Wow, that's quick. So Blood can be running any number of things right now. More than likely it's neutral Blood. However, I've seen different. And for neutral Blood, we're really going to need something out of the gate. We're probably going to keep the substitution just because it is that valuable versus any form of Blood right now, really. Probably don't need the Biofab. Normally I would hard mulligan for Deus Ex Machina, but this is a valuable hand in its own right already. Mana production in 1 isn't bad at all. So it's just going to be a matter of drawing into DEM, hopefully, fairly soon. Stellar Roshan will be useful turn 5, not really useful early game. No turn 1 from him, then looks like it is going to be neutral Blood. Okay. So normally when I play this deck, what I've found is that flooding it with Ancient Artifacts is not a bad call, just because you do get to set up relatively early with a lot of those cycling artifacts. It is tempting to trade here because I know that it's Blood, but I'm going to attack first and then play another Magisteel line, see what he does. If he trades, then that tells me a lot about his deck. If he doesn't trade, then that tells me another thing about his deck. So alright, okay. Okay, then this is a punish. Pretty much with a substitution right here. So it is neutral Blood, because only neutral Blood runs Grimnir. Now we can formulate a game plan from here. Because it's neutral blood, they don't really care about vengeance all that much. And we have to beat them before they get to Spawn of the Abyss, which a lot of neutral blood players run now, actually. That's fine. Razorite Claw, probably... Oh, okay, not going to face, that's fine. Probably going to be Evolve Icarus. And then... Depends on who we get from there. Or we can just Fervent Machine Soldier and then get the Ancient Artifact. Or I can Hakrabi Bio... Yeah, Hakrabi Biofab makes more sense here. Yeah.
Entirety set right. Not set to its counter.
And we get the Analyzing Artifact to 0. Play it. Evolve it. That way we increase our chance of drawing Deus Ex Machina, because this deck cannot function without Deus. That's just how good it is. That's fine. We have Excel Rashomon to Analyzing, which will really help.
Fate can't withstand me.
I must
Okay.
rest.
I can Hakrabi. No, I can't Hakrabi again, never mind. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we get. We can Hakrabi again to set up. Get more of the Analyzing Artifacts out of the deck. Especially because we are in Resonance. We'll probably do that.
Entirety set right. Not set to its counter.
Yep. Because we want to draw Deus. We just want to draw Deus right now. That's fine.
Take this.
It's probably not gonna let that live. Oh, okay. He lets that live. Perfect. I'm gonna do this first before you use the meta production. Miriam doesn't really help right now. Especially because this is all a refund to our play points. Do this last one. We'll probably play Icarus into Hakrabi again.
Oh, we'll meet
Yep.
again.
You might say I'm a genius. Entirety set right. Not set to its counter.
Perfect. We have an answer for later. No need to use the Evo right now, I think. We might save it for the Storm Saphira just in case we can end the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So the fact that we super loaded our deck up with Analyzing Artifacts really helped out a lot there. Or Analyzing Artifacts, I should say. And yeah, no, that was fairly simple, fairly quick.
Seems to be over.
Alright. Game against Dragon. I think this is actually one of the matchups that can potentially give Portal the hardest time. We don't need Magna Legacy. We definitely need her. Going second, she's useful, but it can be better. She can be better. That's a problem. But I'm going to use her regardless because she's not bad, and she does trigger a way to draw into stuff. So I'm gonna keep her in. Okay, what's turn one? Nothing. Okay, good. Probably gonna be some Nifers or something like that. Oof. It's not good. We pretty much will be losing this. That's the problem with this deck. If you draw badly in the first, like you lose a lot of your key pieces in the beginning, then you're pretty much screwed. We can grab the Analyzing right now, actually. Yeah, and then Biofab the Analyzing. And then put it down turn 2. Really powerful turn 2 for us, actually. Even he will have a hard time dealing with this. Yeah. punishes the ramp too. Majesty Lion makes sense here, as well as a meta production. Because I will be on Resonance turn 4, off Resonance turn 5, on Resonance turn 6. This will probably just go into the white or the light Miriam. Force of the Dragon, which is totally fine by me, honestly. The problem with evolving, well, actually I can evolve. But that doesn't do anything. Unfortunately, that puts me off the resonance track. So if I do evolve the Icarus here, which I probably should because it's Dragon, I'm going to need to pull something out in order to still be on track for the Deus.
You might say I'm a genius.
Coming at you.
I've never tried this play line before, so I'm not sure how effective it will be. But now's the time to experiment, right?
This strength is for you.
Okay. Yeah, if you didn't clear that board, I would have just put down her. Okay, that'll clear one. Fortunately, we can't hit it even with a substitution. Only Magna Legacy really directly counters this. But he doesn't have a lot of cards, which is great.
Care to touch?
Unlucky.
Ouch! Totally
I can't
burns.
imagine that he will attack with that. That's fine. Huh. Let me think here. How many artifacts are destroyed? No, that won't reach. Not quite, at least. Well, we're probably still going to play Deus next turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Waters of the Orca. Yeah, Magna Legacy is really useful in this matchup. Unfortunately, we drew it way too early.
Care to touch?
Sure.
Care to touch?
Sure. Swing. The problem with going Deus here. There's only one problem with going Deus here, is that that's a lot of damage. So we might want to stick it out. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. But then he draws next turn with a whole lot more, because he represents 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Yeah, he can easily kill me playing Hakrabi here. He actually punishes the Hakrabi rather well. Or the Deus rather well.
Entirety set right. Not set to its counter.
Well then. No reason to play the 0-drop there. Yeah, I have to clear the board. Otherwise I just die. Just evolve through this.
The fight begins.
To bear the burden of let's see how you measure.
I want to Hameland to analyze an artifact, so I'll keep it later. It's going to be close regardless. Very close.
Dear little one, it's mealtime.
Care to touch?
Dear little one, it's mealtime.
That's good because substitution punishes that.
Care to touch?
I must rest.
Very fortunate on my part. If I can get to 8, then I might have a chance. But there's plenty of storm here. I probably already lose this. more than likely lose this just because I can't interact with her. Well, let's see what we can do. Hamlin.
Join me on a musical journey.
Use the 0 first.
You're sure a handful.
Probably need to buy a fab anyway. That way... Yeah, all he needs to do is to play 1 and I lose. I cannot interact with this at all.
You're sure a handful.
Maybe I should have evolved something on the earlier turn. That's the only play that I can,
Formidable.
That's the only play I can think about here, is I should have probably evolved the turn after she landed. Just so that she had one more target to hit. That way Orca wasn't such an easy thing to do. Yeah, but that was just good. I'm like, can't really do anything about that. Like I said, Dragon is one of those decks that can give Portal a problem. Alright. Next game, we're going up against Rune. More than likely Ginger, just because she is super popular right now. Very, very popular. We are going first, so that's great against Ginger. Probably these two, just because they synergize well with each other. We'll save the Mechling Sword for later. That's great, we draw into Deus immediately. Pretty freaking fantastic, actually. 2 Majesty Alliance. Yeah. It should be an interesting game regardless. And I don't really worry about Resonance here in the beginning just because it doesn't really matter currently. So, like, for example, I'm going to measure, okay, I need to do this on turn 1, 2, 3, 4, so that on 6 I will have the Resonance. Too many things can happen in the game where making all of that really not matter. So, I do want to be careful, is what I'm saying.
This strength is for you.
Grab one of the Analyzing immediately. We go into face because we still net 1 damage. I don't care about any damage that he's about to deal to me, really. And there's no optimal trade here that he can do, so he's going to trade anyway. Mysterian Grimoire, really don't care. More than likely what I'm going to do here is... I want to play Hawk Robbie next turn, unfortunately I can't. Oh, I can! Never mind, I can. Because if I save this... If he saves this, then I have a way to do that. I'm just gonna play this out straight with 2 Majesties. I don't really see a reason not to. No need for me to draw anything yet either. There's not really a big punish that he can do to me here. And like I said, I need to get all the damage I can in this early game, because that's where they're weakest. Also, going wide is relatively a weak point for Ginger Rune.
Still.
Okay. I'm totally fine with that.
You're done for.
How can you expect forgiveness?
Sure thing. Happy Pig. Probably just Substitution. And then Puppet, or Hamelin the Puppet. Swing here. Or no, Substitution this and then Puppet. Yeah, that makes more sense. Hamelin the Puppet. Yeah, that was a perfect card actually.
Join me on a musical journey.
I don't want to be weak against the only thing that might punish this play that I'm about to do is going to be Felice, but at least I don't get punished by Hector. So, or rather, it gives Hector a hard time. That's why I'm doing this. And again, you need to get all the damage we can in. Yep.
A shining
At least it's not Felice.
the march
It won't
goes
be long
on.
now.
Now this is the setup turn, which means that we will be taking 6 damage more than likely here. Very, very likely here. Unless I evolve on top of it, which I can. Hakurabি is also an option, but yeah, I really don't think so. I'd rather get into an Acceleration turn now.
This machine shall lead your fate.
Let me think. What punishes me here? If I don't evolve this, what punishes me? I'm gonna evolve. Because leaving a 6-2 up
The fight begins.
doesn't make a whole lick of sense to me. Other than being very conservative. Especially because I was pretty much counting on this draw happening. If this draw didn't happen, then I would be in a lot of trouble actually.
The gears of fate
That's fine.
still turn.
I do want to go on Resonance again though. So more than likely Acceleration. It's probably Hakurabি because it's a bigger body. Although I do not guarantee the kill, I guess.
Entirety set right. Not set to its counter.
I want to get to Fervent Machine Soldier. Just in case. That's what I thought.
Weapons, got you covered.
Off Resonance. Do I want to be off Resonance is the question for this. Probably not. I want to cycle. I want to keep cycling through the cards.
Genius.
Yep. I want to keep cycling through, and this is actually very useful against a Ginger board. This is a hand I probably want to keep until Ginger. What you're seeing right now, I'll probably keep no matter what.
I must rest. Watch these illusions.
Hector,
On the warfield.
which
a
we have to
shining
punch
helmet.
through regardless.
Damn.
Okay. Probably no evil here. I would assume no evil. Because right now, our aim is to counter the Ginger board. If he evos here, then we are 100% on that play. We get enough to get to 8 or 10, and then just Magna Legacy the board. He's saving it for something, so we need to punish him for that. So, more than likely... Meta production, that way we get some play points back. Want to be efficient here. Okay. No need to use a substitution right now. Need to draw into bigger and better cards. I want to be off Resonance.
Let's go.
Can't be off Resonance while playing that, unfortunately, so...
Yeah! No! No!
Alright. Only 4. That's 5. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm assuming he's saving the other card. What's his name?
Ends here.
Oh, okay, he just used it. Never mind.
Expect forgiveness.
Never mind, he had to use it. Okay, then we are definitely keeping this hand.
My heart.
Yeah, he was saving it for the evil for him. Let me see. I guess we'll draw first, right? Yeah, because we need to kill a bunch of stuff with artifacts here. So Cat Cannoneer first.
Ready to blast 'em, yow!
Actually, that was a mistake, I think. Never mind. That was a mistake. Because I don't have the room.
And back I go.
Oh my gosh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. I can do double 3. Then I'll be at, yeah.
Phew! What a nail biter!
Weapons, got you covered. Weapons, got you covered.
Okay.
Fire! Yow!
And that was my fault. Gotten 3 damage less than I should have. Ginger.
Disaster, my only desire.
Yeah, I can get that.
I am the Father, the God of all. I am the Father, the God of all. Away, faithless one.
Fighting is so sorrowful.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
Alright.
Cheater!
Alright. I win, pretty much. Play the acceleration first. Then play Legacy.
But why?
Uh-huh.
Too easy.
1,
Yeah!
2,
No!
1, and that's it. Cool. Yeah, successful game against Ginger. Especially going first, just because we were able to set up that quickly. So, very, very successful game against Ginger.
I'm through.
Yeah. As soon as we drew the Magna Legacy, I'm like, okay, let's just keep that. If he had kept the Evolve, then he would have been dead. So I had to put him at a point where he couldn't keep the Evolve unless he just wanted to die. If he had a ward there, especially with the... if he had drawn the ward instead of the Paradise Vanguard at that last turn, that might have been a different game. Because that ward would have been enough. Like if he had that Lion Champion up already, that might have been enough. And there you have it. That's the deck, guys. So a little bit of a few misplays here and there, but I still won pretty handily. I won, I think, 4 games out of the 7. 2 of those being my own blunders. So weaknesses. This is what I really wanted to discuss at the end of the video. Is what is the weakness of this deck? Because I feel like a lot of people complain about Artifact Portal, and some of them rightfully so, just because once you get past turn 7, 8, 9, it really does seem hopeless against this deck. So first and foremost, you need to pay attention to what they're putting on their hand. Majesty Align or Icarus. Now, a lot of people won't really pay too much attention to this, but it might be the difference between you winning and losing. If they have if they're putting Majesty Alliance in the deck, more than likely they don't have Deus yet, because they want to draw into Deus. So even at the expense of any banish that you can do against the analyzing artifacts is going to be nearly a must, because you do not want them to keep cycling through the deck to draw Deus. Second, the only resonance turn that you need to pay attention to is turn 5. You don't really need to pay attention on the other turns on how they go resonance, and simply because they can have Biofab to manipulate their resonance turn on 6 anyway. But just pay attention to turn 5. Their best turn 5 plays are either going to be Icarus plus cards or Hakrabi plus Biofab. So if they have that, or if you can somehow prevent them from getting there, that's nearly a must. It is tempting to not trade against Portal and just go face until 5, but honestly, it is really easy for them to just, like, say you had 2 followers up on turn 3 on their Evo turn, they can clear your board and still have Icarus as a 4/4, which is a pretty big punish. Very, very easy for Icarus to do, especially if they did meta production turn 1, Miriam turn 3, or anything like that. Last but not the least, pay attention to what they're putting on in the deck. So analyzing artifacts goes without question. Ancient artifacts go without question, but count the number of Radiant artifacts. Count the number of Mystic artifacts that they put in the deck, because those are the ones that you really need to pay attention to, especially in the late game, just so you know, okay, they've spent one Mystic artifact already, they've spent one Radiant artifact already. So just pay attention to those because it'll help you counter them through the late game. But yeah, the deck has a little bit of a high rolly in nature, because if you don't draw from your first DM to Accelerasham, they probably already have wasted all their evil points by that point, and if they didn't draw it, not a great thing for the deck. So the turn before DEM and the turn after DEM are where they're most vulnerable. If you can get like a board full of followers on turn 6, you're likely winning. And I think that's the best advice I can give with a deck. I might go into specific matchups later on down the road, but right now, keep those tips in mind when you're fighting against Artifact Portal. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. This has again been Sora. And I'll catch you guys next time. But I need to open the packs first, so let's open the packs. I think I have a few packs I can open here. We're still saving the Dawnbreak Night Edge. We have one Chrono, and I think that's it. Will we get Cerberus? Probably not. But one can dream. Nope. Fervent Machine Soldier as our silver. That's great. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been Sora. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.